A teenage boy walks into the gym, loads up a barbell, and lifts more weight than most adults could dream of. Nearby, a young girl effortlessly deadlifts a bar packed with heavy plates, her form perfect. This isn't just any gym session, this is a regular day for Dylan and Jessica Best, the children of Nick Best, one of the strongest men in the world. For years, the Best family has been known as the strongest family in the world. While Nick made a name for himself competing in World's Strongest Man and setting powerlifting records, he also made strength a way of life for his family. His wife, Callie, embraced the fitness lifestyle, and his kids grew up around weights, competitions, and the mindset of pushing limits. The Best family became famous for their insane strength, appearing in media and inspiring fans across the world. But time moves on. Nick is getting older, and his kids are finding their own paths. So, what happened to them? Are they still competing? Still training? Or has life taken them in a different direction? In this video, we take a look at what happened to the strongest family in the world. Before we dive in, I'm on a journey to 1,000 subscribers, so if you'd like to support me, hit that subscribe button. Before he became the head of the strongest family in the world, Nick Best was just a kid who loved lifting heavy things. Born in 1968, Nick grew up in Las Vegas and got into weightlifting in high school. He quickly realized he was stronger than most people his age, and that passion for lifting never faded. Nick started competing in powerlifting in the 1980s, eventually becoming a world champion. He broke records in the squat, bench press, and deadlift, proving he wasn't just strong. He was one of the strongest men alive. But he didn't stop there. In his 40s, when most athletes slow down, he transitioned to strongman competitions, going up against legends like Brian Shaw, Hafthor Bjornsson, and Eddie Hall. One of his most impressive performances was at World's Strongest Man, where he competed multiple times, pushing his body to the absolute limit. He also set records in Masters powerlifting, including an incredible 800-plus pound deadlift at over 50 years old. His strength wasn't just about lifting weights, it was about showing that age is just a number when it comes to achieving greatness. But what made Nick stand out wasn't just his strength, it was his personality. Unlike some competitors, Nick was known for being humble, supportive, and always willing to help others. He became a mentor in the strength community, inspiring younger lifters, including his own kids. With decades of experience in powerlifting and strongman, Nick cemented his place as one of the strongest men in history. But strength wasn't just about him. It became a family tradition. For most families, weekend activities might involve going to the movies or playing in the park. But for the Best family, weekends often meant lifting weights together in the gym. Nick Best didn't just train for himself, he made fitness a family affair. His wife, Callie Best, wasn't a competitive lifter, but she fully embraced a healthy and active lifestyle, supporting her husband's intense training schedule. Their kids, Dylan and Jessica, grew up watching their dad compete in strongman events, traveling to competitions, and seeing firsthand what it takes to be the best. Instead of bedtime stories, Nick shared lessons about hard work, discipline, and pushing limits. He brought his kids to the gym, not to force them into lifting, but to let them experience strength for themselves. And they did. Dylan developed impressive lifting skills as a teenager, pulling insane weights for his age. Jessica, despite her young age, became an outstanding athlete in multiple sports, with strength training giving her a serious competitive edge. The Best family didn't just train together, they supported each other. Whether it was helping load weights, spotting during a lift, or cheering at competitions, they embodied strength in every sense of the word. Their tight-knit bond and dedication to fitness made them stand out. Soon, they weren't just known in strength sports, they were being recognized by the media and fitness world as something truly special. As the Best family continued to impress in the world of strength sports, it didn't take long for the media to take notice. They weren't just another family who worked out, they were a family where everyone was incredibly strong. Nick's success in strongman and powerlifting had already put him in the public eye. But when people saw that his wife and kids were also lifting impressive weights, their story blew up. The Best family was featured in fitness magazines, YouTube videos, and TV segments, highlighting their unique lifestyle. They were often referred to as the strongest family in the world, a title that stuck. One of their most famous media appearances was on History Channel's The Strongest Man in History, where Nick teamed up with fellow strongman legends Brian Shaw, Robert Oberst, and Eddie Hall to take on strength challenges inspired by history's greatest feats. Fans loved his humble personality, humor, and incredible strength, and his family got even more attention because of it. Social media also played a big role in their rise to fame. Nick's Instagram and YouTube videos showcased family workouts, impressive lifts, and fun behind-the-scenes moments. People were inspired, not just by their strength, but by their family dynamic and support for one another. But as time passed, life started to change. Nick was getting older, and his kids were growing up. Would the Best family continue their legacy, or would they take a different path? As time passed, the Best family continued to evolve. Nick Best, once a dominant force in strongman and powerlifting, started to shift his focus. Competing at the highest level for decades takes a toll, and while his strength never faded, he began prioritizing longevity and mentorship over pushing his body to its absolute limits. Nick stayed active in the strength community, coaching up-and-coming athletes and sharing his knowledge through social media, seminars, and collaborations with top lifters. His videos, where he breaks down technique and training strategies, have become a valuable resource for strength athletes worldwide. Even though he wasn't competing at the same frequency, he still trained hard and occasionally tested his limits, proving that even in his mid-50s, he remained one of the strongest men around. Meanwhile, his kids started making names for themselves. Jessica Best transitioned her strength into competitive sports, earning first team All-State honors in high school. Her dedication to training, instilled by her father, gave her an edge in athletics and set her apart from her peers. Dylan Best, following in his father's footsteps, continued lifting and growing stronger, training under Nick's guidance. The family's dedication to fitness and strength never wavered, but their goals evolved. Instead of chasing competition titles, they focused on staying healthy, helping others, and continuing to inspire the next generation of lifters. But what does life look like for them now? Have they completely stepped away from competition, or are they still carrying on the legacy of the strongest family in the world? So, what does life look like for the Best family today? Are they still lifting, competing, and pushing their limits, or have things changed? Nick Best, now in his mid-50s, has shifted from competitor to mentor. While he's no longer competing in the world's strongest man or powerlifting at an elite level, he's still in the gym almost every day. Strength is simply part of who he is. He continues to train, coach, and share his knowledge with the next generation of lifters. His social media is filled with training tips, reflections on his career, and moments with his family, showing that he's still just as passionate about strength as ever. Health has become a bigger focus for Nick. Years of heavy lifting and intense competition take a toll, and he's been open about the importance of recovery, longevity, and training smart as he gets older. Instead of just chasing numbers, he's now balancing strength with overall wellness, ensuring he can stay active for years to come. As for his kids, they're carving their own paths. Jessica Best continues to dominate in sports, using the foundation of strength she built, growing up to excel in competition. She's been recognized for her athletic ability, earning first team All-State honors in high school. While she's not following her father's exact footsteps into strongman or powerlifting, her dedication to fitness is still strong. Dylan Best has kept up with strength training, growing stronger under his father's guidance. While he hasn't made major public moves in strongman or powerlifting yet, it's clear he has the genetics, training, and support to do so if he chooses. Even though the Best family isn't in the competitive spotlight as much as before, their legacy is far from over. They're still training, still inspiring, and still proving that strength is a lifelong pursuit. The Best family didn't just lift weights, they changed how people saw strength, family, and fitness. Nick Best's long career in powerlifting and strongman showed that age doesn't have to limit strength. Even as he got older, he continued to train, compete, and break records, proving that dedication and smart training could keep someone strong for decades. His example inspired countless lifters, from teenagers just starting out to older athletes looking to stay in the game. But perhaps even more powerful was the way his family embraced strength together. The image of a father training alongside his son and daughter, teaching them discipline and resilience, resonated with people everywhere. They weren't just about lifting, they were about building a lifestyle where fitness was a shared journey. Thanks to social media, the Best Family's influence spread worldwide. From gym motivation to coaching tips, they help shape how people approach fitness, not just as a solo pursuit, but as something that can bring people together. Even though they aren't competing at the highest levels anymore, their impact remains. The Best Family showed the world that strength isn't just about lifting weights. It's about commitment, resilience, and supporting those around you. The Best Family story is more than just about lifting weights. It's about dedication, resilience, and family unity. From Nick's legendary career in powerlifting and strongman to his kids growing up in the world of strength, they've proven that strength is a lifelong journey. Even though Nick isn't competing at the highest level anymore, he continues to train, mentor, and inspire. His kids, Dylan and Jessica, are following their own paths, but the lessons of hard work, discipline, and perseverance remain with them. Their impact on the fitness world is undeniable, and their story is far from over. So, what do you think? Will we see Dylan or Jessica step into the spotlight and carry on the legacy? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the strongest family in the world, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more amazing stories.